There are 3 little words that will transform your inclusion journey. 3 little words that will transform your journey to anti-racism. 3 little words that will lead you on a path to knowledge. So what are these 3 little words? I'm Dr. Jonathan. I work with organizations to make them inclusive, and I'm on a mission to help 1 million people like you to make your workplace inclusive. Get your pen and paper ready, because we're talking about 3 little words that will change your relationship with diversity, inclusion, and so much more. And these 3 little words are, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's 4 words, and we can argue about that, but you get the point. A couple of things have reminded me of the importance of saying, I don't know. There's a lot of tension on issues of race, racism, anti-racism, and I'm seeing a lot of good intentions and a desire to learn. I'm also seeing a lot of misinformation and misrepresentation from people who simply don't know, and I'm concerned that it's doing more harm than good. I'm concerned because people who know nothing about race, nothing about diversity, nothing about inclusion, are now leading others down a path to a place that no one knows. I'm concerned because the more this happens, the more it slows us all down. And it's okay to not know. Last week, I gave a talk about some of the biggest mistakes that organizations make when discussing Black Lives Matter. And there's a link to this in the show notes and on our YouTube channel. I always like doing the Q&A, and I was asked a great question about the reactions to race and racism and the rise of populist politics globally. And my response to this great question was, I don't think I can give you an informed answer. You know why I said that? Because I don't know. I don't know enough to give a meaningful opinion on populist politics to an audience who by definition want an informed answer and deserve an informed answer. This is one of the reasons I don't like panel events when they get high status people who don't know what they're talking about. Something that they taught us at school as a kid, don't talk about things that you don't know about. And I felt comfortable saying I don't know because I don't know everything. Every week we inform and educate using applied research and thought leadership. Every week, I share a little bit of what I know. Every week, I get feedback from people like you who say that what we share here is making a difference to their lives. For me personally, that's a humbling experience. In the past week, I heard from a new mother who contacted me to say that she was listening to the podcast during late night feeds of her newborn child. She said it was perfect because it wasn't too long and it gave her food for thought. You have no idea what that means to me personally. And with everything that we put out there, the PhD, the podcast, the public speaking, there's a lot I don't know. And you know what? You know that already. In our book club, I go through the book with you, and during our conversation, I say, I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I never thought of this. I never thought of that. And then later, I tell you what I learned. Not only that, I tell you what everyone else learned as well. Because before we read the book, before we listened to the book, we didn't know. That's the standard that we have here. And if you're a regular listener, that's your standard too. Saying I don't know is so important for an inclusion journey. One reason is that it opens your mind to possibilities that you haven't considered. One of our core values is having a growth mindset, ongoing development, learning, and anticipation of future challenges in order to create better results. We actually believe this stuff because it's essential to our core principle of being performance driven. Saying I don't know allows you, me, us to proceed on this journey together. The second reason why I don't know is so important for an inclusion journey is that in a strange way, it's informative. Bear with me. Stoicism is an ancient Greek school of philosophy, and it teaches that virtue is the highest good. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius is considered to be a Stoic philosopher, and there's a quote that's attributed to him that I really like. And it goes like this: "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." I'm going to say it again because I genuinely love that quote. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. So why am I talking about Roman emperors and ancient Greek philosophy? Because I think that we can use that principle here. Saying I don't know may seem like an impediment to action, but it also tells you what to do next. It advances action because you know where you're lacking. Addressing that is what you need to do next. Your lack of knowledge may stand in the way of your progress, but it also tells you the way to progress. It tells you the direction that you need to travel in order to move forward. Saying I don't know allows you to have the opportunity to progress in a direction that has meaning for you personally. The third and final reason I want to give you about why saying I don't know is so important for your inclusion journey is that it creates room for collaboration. I've said it before and I'll say it again. In my opinion, part of the role of a diversity and inclusion leader is as a curator of tools, knowledge, and resources. You do need a critical mass of knowledge, and frankly, a lot of people out there don't have it. And in 2020, I think it's become abundantly clear who does and who doesn't have that critical mass of knowledge. But if you do have a critical mass of knowledge, you don't need to know everything. You can collaborate with deep level expertise, subject matter experts, as and when is appropriate. You get to say, I don't know, and that's part of your job. And you know what? It will open your mind to possibilities. You will know where to go and you will have the skills to seek the expertise that you need given your specific requirements instead of chasing things like unconscious bias training. Talking about that is a whole different show. But what I've just said does not just apply to diversity and inclusion leaders. It applies to you. You can accelerate your own journey towards inclusion where everyone can perform and everyone can belong. Everyone can reach their potential, and it starts with 3 little words. So let's wrap this up. What are the key messages here? 1. Saying I don't know opens your mind to new possibilities. 2. Saying I don't know tells you what to do next on your inclusion journey. And 3. Saying I don't know makes room for you to collaborate with others to be more inclusive. So what do you think? Does your workplace allow you to say, I don't know? Get in touch or leave a message. I would love to hear from you. If you've learned something from today's show, then give us a review on iTunes. It helps other people like you to find the show. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.